then there's also the cashless issue right now, which is obviously skyrocketing transaction volumes. Do you think that the industry, the infrastructure that we have for NIP, for the banks themselves, do you think that infrastructure is scalable enough to handle the volumes that are going to be coming in going forward?
I recall that for back then, during different sessions that we had in-house, Mr. Yao used to hammer it very, very specifically. That is not just about processing transactions, but the question is, do we have the capacity to scale? Now, it is one thing for NIPS to invest on infrastructure, have the best servers, have the best telecoms equipment in place. The question is, the banks that are sending transactions to you and that are also receiving transactions from you, do they have the same level of infrastructure that you have? Now, the cost of putting those infrastructure in place is not cheap.
Agreed.
Then the other part again is, when you look at the server room, set up your server room and the rest, you need to worry about power. You need to worry about temperature. That's the climate that you have inside. Data center. Now, NIPS has built a very wonderful data center. I was there when it was built, well structured. Almost, I think it's on tier 3. It's not tier 4. I don't know whether it's certified. So, almost everything that you have in the data center has redundancy. Yes. So, even the servers, the power that enters the servers has redundancy. So, you have power from 2 different sources. So, if you look at the NIPS office, there is one wing, there's a transformer here, there's a transformer on this side. So, they take power from 2 different sources. Now, aside from the fact that you have the data center, they still have secondary site. So if anything happens at the primary site, they just automatically fail over to the secondary site. That is NIPS infrastructure. They've implemented business continuity to that level. But the question is, the different players that are connected to you,
because they're all interdependent.
They're all interdependent. So that's why for me, the way I would approach it would be that, the regulator has said all our processing and rest should be in country. And we need to rethink that again.
And start exploring the cloud.
Exploring cloud. Now, and the regulator is within his right, and I think they are very correct to take that approach. Imagine a station where a NIPS has a server in US, and there's a problem between our government and US government, and they now sanction us. Imagine the implication of all the payments
for the entire
system going down. To be a massive problem, and that can happen. Because anything can trigger all these political related issues, can trigger such kind of sanctions. But that's what Russia is currently.
I was just going to say. That's what we're suffering right now.
So the approach, in my own opinion, will be like a mixed breed. Mixed breed of both. So the level of infrastructure that we have in the country should be such that one can operate it locally and also in the cloud. The beauty of putting it on the cloud is that the operating costs of running diesel generators, inverters,
and even the amount of time to scale, the effort to scale,
and then you have to buy servers. So all these different infrastructures, that the headache that we have, there are some places where they take it for granted. So what that translates to is that the cost there is lower. So if you run your infrastructure on the cloud, the cloud system has ability to scale. So if I'm processing transaction and my processing capability today is on like 16 gig, and volume now increases. If I have a data center, I may need to find a way to scale.
But
if it's on the cloud,
just click a button.
And in fact, those guys have done in such a way that it's even automatic. So once they notice that you will have set it that you don't want it to go beyond, let's say, 100 gig, but the number of gig I'm using now
Within
is 16.
capacity, yeah.
So once it's getting up, the system
It'll
will
upgrade you.
be raising it for you. You know. So and once your capacity comes down, it brings it down.
Yeah.